Oh God, who's talking to me again? I hate this.
And we're live.
We did it.
We
Hooray.
did it. We're here.
Yay!
I understand the Dice Awards just began.
Yeah, sorry about
look
that.
on Twitch.
Yeah.
Sorry to take you from the Dice Awards if you were hoping to come to Twitch, to the internet, and to not watch us, but you don't have a choice. You have to listen to this podcast
Unfortunately, we're
instead.
the only thing on Twitch right now.
That's it.
Yeah.
The entire site's shut down. Otherwise, it's really weird.
Right.
you
Yeah. What I was gonna
imagine
say
the
is
ad
they
revenue?
wanted to have the Dice Awards right now, but we were like, dude, it's 7:30 on Thursday. You know what that means? Top down
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
Or it
Yeah,
actually means
exactly.
at 7:30 it means there's about half an hour until top down perspective starts because we're always late.
It's like TBS, the Superstation. Every time there's fucking baseball season going on, oh, guess what? You don't get to watch anything but baseball now because it just takes over our whole fucking network.
It's
By
better
the way,
than censored
we're
versions of
doing
most
this
movies.
podcast on Skype.
Oh God, no!
You're
no,
right.
not again.
We are the best way to keep in touch.
Oh,
We're reaching out to each other. Hey man, I gotta protect this podcast from the feds,
oh,
from the
God.
Skype pigs.
Thank God, someone's keeping an eye out for us.
Yeah, no problem. It looks like Greg Miller is hosting it along with a lady I don't recognize.
Right. Okay.
That's the Dice Awards, by the way, not Skype, in case you're confused.
Yeah, of course.
But I'll let you know if anything cool happens. I got it muted on my end. I think Greg Miller made a joke.
That sounds like him.
Yep. Hey, did anyone go see Black Panther?
No, I
did.
haven't
It was-
seen like the last 5 Marvel movies. I'm super behind.
Yeah,
Me too.
I mean, you
actually.
can still see Black Panther. It doesn't really relate to the other ones very much, so it's kind of on its own. It's
I
really
heard
good.
it has kind of important setup for the Avengers one coming out in what is it, the Infinity Wars or whatever.
Infinity War. Yeah, probably because I know a lot of those characters are in Infinity War. So, but yeah, no, it's real good. Both Michael B. Jordan, the villain, and I don't remember the main guy's name, are awesome. I actually really liked
Cool.
the villain. I thought he was very cool. But yeah, I went and saw that.
Cool.
The theater was packed, and line out the door. We went on Friday night, which makes sense. But yeah, everyone was like super stoked for Black Panther in my area. Also went and saw Early Man, which I actually liked more. Which is I don't anyone is gonna.
I don't even know what this
Early?
is.
What is Early Man?
This is the latest claymation movie from the Aardman Company, which you might know as the Wallace and Gromit people.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so this is about a bunch of cavemen who they're just living in this one little isolated area where they're still cavemen, but it's like the Bronze Age everywhere else, and everyone clashes, and people are trying to take over their area and stuff like that. So they got to get it back. But you know,
Okay.
because it's Aardman Company, it's lighthearted, it's goofy, it looks great because of the claymation, obviously. But I really loved that movie. So if you're an animation fan, I would recommend going and see Early Man. And no one
Cool.
will be in the theater, so you can definitely roll up because everyone's seeing Black Panther. So there's
Cool.
that. Actually, in news relating to movies and TV stuff, did you guys see that new trailer for the reboot?
It's
No.
awful.
Oh god, it looks so bad. It
I'll
looks
have to
so
look
bad.
at it after.
Yeah, like
I don't know if I'm happy or sad that it's Netflix exclusive because that means I don't have to see it, or does that mean I'll see it all the time I'm on Netflix?
I mean, at least
Yeah.
it's easy to find if you do want to watch it. Like, you don't have to get a subscription to somewhere else or go out of your way to get it illegally somehow. Or, if you're gonna watch it on TV, I don't know why you would do that, but there's people that have cable subscriptions. My dad, he's not gonna watch Reboot.
I saw some people complaining, I saw an anecdote, I don't know if this is true or not. Someone said that one of the people that worked on the CG was like, yeah, we were proud of our work, but we really wish we didn't have any live action stuff. So
Maybe the live action stuff does look lame because just because it looks like a teen drama, right?
Yeah.
Which is, that's whatever. But I just don't really. I guess I just really liked the old CG, and I was hoping it might even like resemble that a little bit, and it completely doesn't. It kind of just looks like new age Power Rangers.
Someone said it closely resembles Code Lyoko. Do you remember that show?
I guess I do remember that show. I still think Code Lyoko looked a little more like old reboot because they kind of looked. I don't want to say clay-like, but they were more like not realistic super much. I don't know. I could see it a bit, I guess. I'm still siding with I think it looks like new age Power Rangers. That is not what I wanted from that reboot. I hope they don't even like reference Bob or anyone because I don't want them.
Well, Megabyte's already in it, so they have to.
Well, I know Megabyte's in it, and I'm kind of hoping like that's just it. Is they brought the bad guy over, but like, I kind of don't. I don't even want it to be like the same universe or anything. Like, but I don't know.
There's no way we're that lucky. It's totally.
I should give it a chance. Right, I'm judging it too soon, obviously. So I'll probably watch like 1 or 2 episodes to see what it's like. I shouldn't be this close-minded.
I disagree.
I mean, I think the best way to put it is I'm pretty sure it's not for us. I'm pretty sure we're not the target audience. Fans of the original reboot are not the target audience.
Right.
Which is weird
because
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say which is weird for a reboot of a well-regarded classic franchise.
Right, like isn't it us calling for the reboot? The reason they were like, we should do this. Look, we have fans, and they were like, but who cares? They're all crotchety old people
with money. We have jobs. Like we are the audience they should be reaching out to.
I guess.
No stupid kid's gonna be paying something.
I'm not sure which award they're showing right now, but I think this might be Game of the Year because it's like Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn was there. I can't remember what else was there. Man. Uncharted Lost Legacy.
2017 is so last year, man. Ugh.
It's true. Well, to be fair, like the Oscars haven't happened either yet.
I hate the Oscars. That's not a good comparison.
This is Adventure Game of the Year.
Oh.
Here, I'll give you the award when they're about to say it any second now. And the Adventure Game of the Year is Breath of the Wild. All right, there you go.
Wow, I can't believe it.
What a hot take.
Hey, some of us might say that's the best game of 2017.
That's true.
At least one of us might think
I would say probably about 33% of us would probably say that.
Yeah.
And it's me. I did it.
So what this means is we basically can't stop the show until the Dice Awards are done.
You're supposed to be anonymous.
1 in 3 shot of anonymous.
Yep.
All right, let's transition into the actual meat of this podcast. This podcast is the top-down perspective.
Meaty.
Sean Booker's here, Paul Flex here, John Wheeler's here.
Did you say I am
February 22nd? What?
Did you say I am me?
Maybe. I mean, that's true.
He's proud of being himself. Don't take him down.
That's fair enough. It's true. I'm a rude dude.
So what time is it? Do we have to talk about Skype again? No, we got like 6 more minutes. So they got that one for free.
There you go.
Well, no, that gives us a new buffer then. We got another 15 minutes now.
You're right. That's true. Good. Oh crap. Who's the guy from Double Fine? Tim, what's his last name?
Schaefer.
Tim Schaefer's on stage now. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
All right. Let's go into John. Do you want to talk about what you've been playing? Did you play much?
Sure. I haven't really played much this week at all. I've just been super busy with streaming and stuff and work.
Okay.
But for game clearing on Monday, I ended up picking a bunch of games that were suggested by viewers and tried to beat them. We played 4 games and we beat 3 of them. So it went good for about a 5-hour stream.
Tim Schafer's sideburns are gray. This is outstanding achievement in character.
The character of his sideburns, or
no, Bayek from Assassin's Creed Origins.
Okay.
Which I was a pretty good character. I like him. We got Senua from Hellblade.
Okay.
I think that's a great character there. That one was very cool. Who else we got? Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. That's an obvious one, right?
I love how John and I don't even need to be here right now. This is great.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah,
All right, good night,
this is
everybody.
great. Yeah.
Eden Versio from Battlefront 2. Iden Versio, the girl in Battlefront 2. And Chloe from Uncharted Lost Legacy. Gonna do anyone else? Gonna do that's it. All right, I'll tell you the winner when they reveal it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I'm on
they're
pins
about
and
to reveal
needles.
it. Hang on. What's Tim gonna say? The winner of Best Outstanding Character is whatever game this guy worked on and this girl. Why won't they?
Awesome.
Why won't they like Senua from Hellblade? That's the best
Okay.
outstanding character. Okay.
Okay.
All right, John. What were you playing?
Played 4 games. Sub suggestions on Monday. We beat 3 of them. Dino Wars. I can never remember the damn name of this. I had to write it down. Destruction of Spondylus. You're a little dude with a gun who hops at a giant dinosaur and fights other giant dinosaurs, and then hops out of his giant dinosaur to fight Mother Brain like
So
7 times.
It looks kind of Contra-y, but like
Yeah.
if Contra downgraded.
Downgraded Contra might not be the bad way to put it.
It's pretty basic looking.
Yeah, it was only like 7 stages long, and they were all super short. Like the boss was never hard or anything.
Mm,
The only thing that usually killed me was missing a jump into a pit.
yeah.
So that took about like an hour. It's all right, little game, nice and short. The box art is kind of badass though.
You're going for 64 this year, right?
Yep.
Okay. What are you at?
I want to say 17. Let me double check. 17. Yep.
Okay. Is that on track? I didn't. How many do you have to do each month? 64 divided by 12. Yeah. So you're like a month ahead.
Yeah, which is good because there's like usually at least 1 or 2 months in the year where I can't stream.
Sure.
Yeah.
On the regular at least. We played F-Zero GP Legend for the Game Boy Advance. This is the F-Zero game that is based off of the anime and the TV show we got on Foxbox back in the day.
Wait, we had an F-Zero TV show?
Yeah.
Because I watched a lot of Fox cartoons. I don't remember that
It
at all.
only ran like 13 episodes over here, but it was like a 52 episode show at least in Japan.
It sounds familiar, but
The main character was Rick Wheeler, and he worked with Captain Falcon and Jodie Summer
I
to
don't think I
fight
watched any of this, which is
space
odd.
crime.
It looks kind of cool.
What's it called? F-Zero Climax? No, that's the game. I do not remember what the actual show was called over here.
What was this on?
The game was on Game Boy Advance. The show was on Fox.
Yeah. It looks pretty good for a Game Boy Advance game, actually. Not bad.
It does look pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a good F-Zero game, I guess. Like,
Looks like Horizon Zero Dawn just won Best Outstanding Story.
okay.
Nice.
Wait. Really? That's okay.
I was surprised because it was up against like What Remains of Edith Finch, Wolfenstein 2, Night in the Woods.
I mean, you have to kind of respect what that story does, but yeah, I don't know if that's a contender. Whatever.
I'm just telling you who got the trophy.
Fair enough.
When you stream Game Boy Advance games, do you do it through your GameCube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes
I was
sense.
wondering how you would do that.
I have a Retron 5, which also works, but I prefer the Game Boy Advance player.
What's the difference?
One, you can use any controller you want.
Okay.
The other one, you have to use a GameCube controller.
Okay.
I believe the Game Boy Advance one's considered more accurate, though, because technically the Retron's an emulator.
You mean the Game Boy player is more accurate?
Sorry, you are correct, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Other than that, we beat the story mode on that, or at least one chapter. We're going to keep going back to that every couple of weeks to do more chapters, but the game gave us credit, so I count it. We played Panzer Dragoon for the Sega Saturn, the original.
Okay. We played some of the Japanese version of that,
Yes.
didn't we?
Probably.
Maybe we didn't. We played Magic Carpet.
We definitely played Magic Carpet. You know what? Let me do you a solid. I can just double check that, because conveniently, I have that in a spreadsheet.
All the games we played on the Japanese Sega Saturn streams?
Yeah, Tenmar marked every single one he could figure out what it was.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because there was definitely a lot of those where we did not know what they were. This is another dating sim that we can't play. All
yes,
right.
we did actually play Panzer Dragoon on the second Sega Saturn stream. We played it for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
We played it between virtual kids and some marriage dating sim.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
Pretty good.
I forgot I owned that game, but I guess I own that game somewhere.
How does Panzer Dragoon hold up in this day and age? Going back to
in this language,
it's just as hard as I remember. The language literally does not matter. There's so little story to begin with.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds won best online game.
Sure.
That's not surprising.
No, not at all.
This is the one we didn't beat on Monday. We got to the final boss, but there's very limited continues. You can't heal, and you basically each continue as a life. So if you die on a stage, you get sent back to the beginning of the stage, and some of them are pretty long too.
Panzer Dragoon's the one you didn't beat?
Yeah.
Okay.
That final boss is also super brutal. So
Is it Panzer Dragoon
try
that's
again,
rare, or the second game that's rare?
it's the third game that's
It's
rare.
the third. Okay.
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon Saga is the second rarest Saturn game.
Right. Okay.
The only one that's rare is a version of Daytona USA that has online net play.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that. Cool.
I think you're thinking of the rarest one, the spiritual successor, Crimson Dragon, for the Xbox One launch title.
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Yes.
That game sucks.
I still have not played it, so I don't know.
I think it was on Games with Gold at some point. So
I have it. I got it for free. So
yeah, I think I got a review copy of that game because I played through all of it.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I don't like that game.
Yeah, I've heard bad things. But no, Panzer Dragoon is good. We got to the end of the game, so we'll probably try it again. We just need to get better at it. You can earn extra continues. Otherwise, you start with one.
Wow.
But you only earn them by killing as many enemies as possible in the stages. Not like in a sense of getting a high score, in a sense of like the closer you get to 100% clearing a stage of enemies, the more credits you earn. Like if you clear 85% of the enemies, you get 1, 95 gets you 2, and 100 might get you 3.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
But it's only like a 7-stage game, and eventually it just gets too hard to kill everything. So
Yeah. Fair enough.
but it is fun. I loved the original Xbox version, Panzer Dragoon Orta, so they definitely did some good work with that series later on. Otherwise, I played through Thunder Force 3, which is another shmup. Thunder Force is a fun series. I love it. Thunder Spirits was the first shmup I ever played, and Thunder Force 3 is basically the original version of it.
Do you just have to have the word thunder in a shmup?
It helps.
It helps. Yeah.
Or are they all one series and it's kind of like a Tales of thing?
Well, Thunder Force has got like 6 games in it.
Okay, but because there's other Thunder games that are not Thunder Force that are shmups. Okay, and they're not related, or they are. Okay, so it's not like a Tales of thing. All right.
Nope, that was a fun shmup. That's all I played.
Okay. I'm gonna do me next.
Yeah.
Surprise.
You do you.
I played the finale of Life is Strange Before the Storm. I actually did this like 2 weeks ago and forgot to talk about it on last week's episode. I don't like that finale. I think that episode is weak.
Okay.
I'm fine story-wise where it goes. That's fine, but like it's just such a letdown. In fact, the most like the climax of like when like the big fight or whatever is about to happen, your character gets knocked out and then it's just resolved when you wake up.
Great. Awesome.
Like they literally just like skip it and they're like, well, that's done. I honestly thought it was like, this has to be like a dream sequence, right? Because they're not just going to skip what just happened. But no, they totally do. And it's weird. And I don't know. And like, yeah, that whole episode was less than ideal. And it was a bummer and a letdown. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. I guess now I'm waiting for the deluxe version or the deluxe episode that you get with the deluxe edition, which is the like prequel one where the voice actors came back. That's what they're coming up with next. I don't know when that's out. Eco Eclipse in the chat says that post-credit scene though. Yeah, that part's like, oh right, oh shit, because it's like the very beginning of Life is Strange, because you kind of know what happens
Right.
to the main character in Before the Storm, like what happens to her in Life is Strange, so it kind of
Sure.
builds that. So that part's like, oh yeah, that's right. This is not a happy ending. Which I kind of wish they had touched upon a bit more, but it's kind of two separate stories for the most part. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Also, I've been playing a ton of Assassin's Creed Origins this week, and I just want to bring that up because that game doesn't seem to have any kind of ending. As many hours I put into it, like every quest I finish, 2 more get unlocked. It's like this weird hydra of a never-ending game, and I need it out of my life because I need to move on. Like it's a great game. I'm enjoying it a lot, but I just need it to be done. And every time I think I finished the last target, I've killed my last target, here's like 2 more. Here's like another 3 or something like that. Like there's so much to this game.
Do you know roughly how much time you have in it?
I don't, because the Xbox doesn't track it.
Okay.
But like this last week alone, I had to have put at least a good 10 hours into it. Plus everything else I've played. I think I only have half of the map unlocked.
Oh my god.
Like this game is ridiculously big.
Well, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I know I'm near the end. Actually, speaking of which, Assassin's Creed Origins looks like it was nominated for Best Technical Achievement. Anyway, that game's good. I like the characters, but I kind of need it out of my life. So
right.
I'm hitting that like real hard.
You were saying you went real hard in it.
Yeah, I went real hard in it.
Yeah.
I did the Final Fantasy quest this last week, which I think is worth mentioning because it's just super weird.
Mm-hmm.
You come across a random tomb and you go inside, and there's like some cave paintings on the wall that have X and V for 15 on it. And he's like, I wonder if that number is important. And then a meteor comes down from the sky and like smashes the ground, this blue glowing meteor. And it opens up another tomb with these like pillars that if you go to the right time of day and like hit the crystals enough, blue beams of light shoot out of them. And the whole time Bayek's like, is this from the gods? What is all this? And then if you go through the short little quest, a portal. I'm gonna just spoil this quest because it's just
I don't. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah,
go for
listeners, I'm gonna
go
spoil the
for
ending of this quest. This quest is like 5 minutes long. A portal opens up, and then some dude from Final Fantasy 15, I have to assume, comes out of the portal.
Okay.
Along with who I think is like Bahamut, like one of the summons comes out of it too.
Okay.
And they like fly away together, and they leave you a kick-ass sword and shield. And Bayek's like because Bayek enters a room when this happens, and then he's like hides behind a statue, and he's like looking at it the whole time. And then they fly away, and he goes and like picks up, and he's like, "All right, look at this sword." And actually, and the sword and shield I used for quite a while. They were really good, but it is just bananas. And you get the chocobo, which is not a real chocobo mount. It's picture a camel.
Yeah.
But so camels have like a nub for a tail, right? Or just no tail.
Camels have tails.
Do camels have like full-on tails?
I'm pretty sure they have full-on tails. They're like little wispy, thin tails.
Yeah, they're not like giant tails or anything. They're like an elephant tail though, or something.
Okay. All right. Instead of that though, it's a big, bushy, feathery tail.
Okay.
And instead of a camel's neck and head, it's the neck and head of a chocobo. The rest is a camel. So you're riding around on this weird, four-legged, horrific Frankenstein chocobo.
I have to see it.
It looks so ridiculous.
I have to see.
Because I thought it was just going to be like a two-legged chocobo, but I guess they didn't want to like animate a new style of mount, so they just like slapped together this chocobo camel hybrid, and it's super weird.
Yeah, I have it on the screen right now. If people want to take a look at a picture of it, it's wow. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, so you get those three things. It's pretty funny. I kind of love that they put this in the game because it's such a weird thing to put in there, but but you know, it's fun. Like it was super fun to kind of go through that, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, sure.
And then the other game I'm playing is Alto's Odyssey, which I mentioned last week that was coming out this week. It actually came out early, a day early yesterday. And I don't really like that game.
Oh, okay, that's too bad.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
Mainly because it's the exact same game as Alto's Adventure.
Oh,
that's
okay.
the thing. Like, the mechanics are the exact same. They add a couple new ones. There's like a wall riding thing you can do now. But apart from that, all they really did is like change the lighting and the environment you're in. So instead of snowboarding, you're sandboarding. I think Injustice 2 just won something because Ed Boon is on screen.
Okay, cool.
He just likes to hang out. That's
Yeah.
just his thing.
I think it was best voice actor for his work as Scorpion. Actually, that can't be true, actually, because Scorpion wasn't in Injustice 2. So, anyway.
Sub-Zero.
Does he do Sub-Zero?
He does Scorpion, and I think Shao Kahn, but I guess he also technically wasn't in Injustice, so I don't know.
Okay, because Sub-Zero was in Injustice 2. But I believe because I heard the statistic, like, this is the first NetherRealms game without Scorpion in it. Anyway, Alto's Adventure, or Odyssey, it's too similar to the first one to like recommend it. At this point, you might as well just buy the first one because you could probably even get it for cheap. It does look really nice. It sounds nice. It still plays great. Like you're fine with getting either of them, but I was just kind of hoping for more, and it is just so incredibly similar. Even the characters you unlock are the same. They have the same bonuses. The stuff you're buying in the store are all the same. It is just like a reskin, which is just such a bummer. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be playing that for.
Yeah, that sucks. that sucks to hear, but
Pretty much.
oh well.
Cool. Anyway, Paul, what have you been playing?
Okay, so Rainbow Six Siege is a thing coming, or still around, but it's coming out with its third season this year. And kicking that off is their latest release called Operation Chimera, which is going to have 2 new operatives and a bunch of fixes for the game, as they usually do. But the big thing for me is that they're adding in a PvE mode for a bit that's basically Left 4 Dead, and it plays great. This is on the technical test server right now for people to go play. I think they might be done with this mode now on the test server, but it's coming out soon to like the actual game. So anybody with Siege will be able to play this 3-player co-op thing where you are fighting these infected humans that blow up or are fast. You can just say
zombies.
They're not really zombies, though. They're like crystal people. It's weird. It's okay. Yeah, it's weird.
So you're not in a house anymore? Because isn't Siege always in some kind of building?
You're in buildings, like, for different stuff you're doing. You're moving around, though. Like, one of the missions you're playing, you're trying to get to Patient Zero. So you go into Patient Zero's, like, house or whatever to, like, the ground zero for all this shit. So, like, you make a stand in there to, like, destroy it. You have to, like, protect a bunch of bombs you're setting up to destroy the site or whatever. So, like, the Siege part kind of plays in there where you're playing, like, a defensive role, but you're also playing the attacker role the rest while you're, like, moving there. And that part feels like Left 4 Dead. It's really weird. Like, I had to keep telling myself, this is Siege. This is
yeah, it sounds pretty different.
This is Tom Clancy's Left 4 Dead, essentially. And it plays really good. It's really, really fun. It's pretty difficult. I think the biggest problem I have with it is that it's 3 players. Like, come on, man. 3 players? Give me at least 4. Like, give me one more person in there.
Well, it's like Destiny.
Yeah, I don't like the way Destiny did that either. Because there's always somebody sitting out. There's always somebody sitting out when it's 3 players.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like that very much.
Or
but
if it's like it's you and your girlfriend playing together and then your buddy's there, he's just third wheeling.
I guess I've never had that problem.
I'm just saying that could happen.
You're right. That could happen.
Sure. You know, and you're third wheeling your Rainbow Six Siege date.
Yeah. What the hell are you even talking about? Third wheeling your Rainbow Six Siege date.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Other than that, the new operatives are cool. You got Lion, who has the Big Brother drone, which for a couple of seconds he'll throw it up in the air, and anybody on the other team that's moving their feet will be instantly spotted for the whole team, so you can see exactly where people are, like wall hacks sort of thing. And Finka is another attacker. Her thing is that she like gives a buff.
Wait, her
essentially.
name is Finka?
Finka, Finka.
Oh, okay, Finka. All right.
Mm-hmm. And she gives like a really good buff to everybody. Yeah, they're cool.
Cool.
A lot of other like minute details that only people that are interested in Siege would find interesting, but they reworked some operatives and nerfed one particular that everybody was picking, so that's cool. They're doing some more balancing stuff, so people should check that out if you are into Siege at all. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring it down a little bit and talk about Metal Gear Survive and how angry I was last night.
Okay.
Now I'm curious about this because you liked the beta.
I love the beta. So I'm gonna paint this a little. Like, I have to give some background as to why I bought this game. Even in the beta, they just throw you into the multiplayer mode as like a level 10 dude or whatever. You can just do whatever and like play around with friends and get a feel for how the game plays. And that's fine. There's a lot of stuff to learn about that game. There's a lot of mechanics and a lot of like menus and stuff to look into, because there's the defense stuff, there's survival game, like all this stuff kind of wrapped into one. So there's a lot of shit you can craft and like need to look after and all this sort of thing. First of all, you have to play the single player stuff to even unlock the multiplayer stuff.
That's what I'm excited about. Like, is it Metal Gear?
I mean, no, it's not at all Metal Gear. You have to play. So the game starts off with the most boring 1 hour worth of video I've ever seen. It's
that
just
sounds
like
Metal Gear. Except
that's very Metal Gear.
No, it's not. No Metal Gear starts off boring.
Okay, but we mean the 1 hour cutscene part.
Sure, but the 1 hour cutscene has a bunch of exposition that is batshit insane, and you're just like, this is dumb. Like, but like with a smile. This was like, shut the fuck up and let me play. I'm sick of your shit. Like, I'm sick of your garbage you're throwing at me. I just want to play the goddamn game.
Okay, I need to hear an example. What is so bad?
Your character dies right at the beginning, and a bunch of people are just talking about their plan with you like on like the slab in the like autopsy room or whatever.
Okay.
Like, it's just boring. It sucks. God, I hate it. I hate it so much.
So you get resurrected and try to stop this plan?
So here's the thing, right? There is, oh my god, this is the Metal Gear part. This is convoluted as fuck. In Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, you have Mother Base, right? The base of operations that you're working out of as Big Boss and his whole posse before Outer Heaven and all that. In that game, Mother Base gets attacked, and there are wormholes that open up and stuff eventually. So this is like minor spoilers for that, but whatever. You're gonna get spoiled on it if you play this game.
I mean, that was in the trailer.
And it's in the trailer, so if you watch that, you kind of know something's going on. There is an infection that is basically like a zombie virus that is taking over hosts and like crystallizing them and using them to like, I don't know.
Oh, so like Rainbow Six Siege infected.
Like fucking everything. Like, it's the most basic thing ever. Your character died in the Mother Base thing being ripped apart. Or did they? Because you're also infected, but your body is resilient enough to hold off the infection, so you're the perfect person to send into the wormhole to this weird alternate dimension between different worlds, while this invading force of, like, crystallized parasites that take over people are trying to get back to Earth because they were pushed back in Vietnam days. Like, I'm not even it's stupid.
Whoa. All right.
So
it's
you're
dumb.
You're immune to the zombie
I mean,
virus?
you kind of almost sold me on the game, to be honest.
Right. This is all done in an hour cutscene, though. And then after that, it is, you are in this world. Now you must hunt animals to eat and, like, cook water, like dirty water to make it clean. It's a survival game with, like, basic, like, go out, like, open world objectives. Like, go here to get the thing, and then, like, you'll get another task to do. So it's boring. But at this point, you've unlocked the multiplayer. So I'm like, oh, dope. I'm just going to play with my friends now because I don't want to do this boring shit. I want to do the thing I know I like. You go into the multiplayer with whatever level you are from the single player, and everything is level 15 to 20, and you are level 2,
What?
so you cannot fucking play the thing you want to fucking play until you play the thing you don't want to play enough to get to the point where you can play the thing you want to play. I'm so fucking angry at this goddamn piece of shit nightmare I had, where I just wanted to play this game with my friend. My friend bought it, he installed it, I had 2 people waiting for me to get online, and none of us can fucking play together because everything cannot be killed. We can't kill a goddamn thing to this multiplayer.
Sounds like you're just bad at this game.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly what it is. So, after having a minor meltdown last night, I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to put on some podcasts this weekend and just grind out all this garbage. And then we're going to play the game and we're going to have fun. Because I know at that point, I know that formula at that point. At that point, it's going to be fun. But to get there, I'm probably going to have to grind out a few hours worth of shit.
Or just like finish the story?
I don't know if you like finish the story or you can just jump into the... Like, I don't know if the story ends where the multiplayer begins or if they kind of work in tandem with each other.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you Snake? Who are you?
You're a random person that was on Mother Base at some point.
Soldier number 10.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. I think another thing that pissed... I could, but like...
He just bought it.
But he seems like he really doesn't like it.
Another thing is that that hour-long bullshit intro until you finally realize what the game is, like that just cuts into your refund time, dude.
Oh man, maybe that's why they did it.
So when I realized what was going on, I was at 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I was just like, welp, I guess we're keeping the game.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah, just a real long cutscene. Wow, sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Are you still playing Monster Hunter?
This week I didn't. I've just been too busy.
Whoa.
Also, it's on disc, and I took the disc out to play...
So it's basically garbage.
Well, the thing is I don't want to get up and put the disc back in.
Right. No. Why would you ever want to do that?
Yeah. I need a disc changer, like the old boom boxes from back when we were growing up. I need that for the PlayStation 4. Five disc changer.
That sits by your entertainment unit.
I mean, I guess that would be me.
You know, a disc chainer.
It's right here. Like, I can almost reach it. I just don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah. There were Monster Hunter leaks, though, but we won't talk about that because they're not confirmed. But I'm excited if that stuff is real. Yeah. I would heavily say that if people are looking at Metal Gear Survive, there is a point where I know it will be a fun thing you could play with friends. You should really look at a video of that single player and think about if that's worth the time for you, though. Like, I really wish I had watched more of that single player, because I really hate it a lot. And I have to play it to play the thing I want. Konami got me, man. They got me.
Yep.
Yep, they played me.
Yep, they got you.
So, yep.
All right, is that it for what you've been playing?
That's it.
Great. Let's go on to some news.
Okay.
I will say, because you mentioned leaks, if they're going to be real or not, it seems like the Dragon Ball FighterZ DLC leaks are being pretty accurate, because they put out the trailers for Brawly and Bardock this week.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Which are 2 characters I don't really care about.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
Well, I never watched the Brawly movies. I hear they're not very good. And I really don't care about Bardock. Because he's a Saiyan that doesn't go Super Saiyan. So like he's Nappa. Who cares about Nappa?
I don't know. People. I'm sure
Cuphead
somebody
won
does.
Best outstanding art direction.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yep. Okay, news stories I picked. Assassin's Creed Origins got updated this week with a Discovery Tour mode,
Okay.
which is kind of interesting. There's no narrative, there's no combat in this mode. It's just for like educational purposes and kind of exploring what ancient Egypt looks like because they put so much work into making it as accurate as possible.
I remember when they were talking about this.
Yeah. So that's there now. It was a free update, just kind of patched into my game. That's kind of a cool thing. I'm probably not going to do it, but maybe that's someone's jam. What is funny though is because they want it to be accessible for all ages, all of the nude statues have leaves and clam shells over their nipples and genitalia.
I don't think that's okay. I don't like that.
Well, that's what they did.
Great.
Gotta hide all the nips.
Yep.
No nips for kids. That's weird. That's a weird like art versus nudity thing. One of their things was like, different places in the world look at nudity in different ways, so they're just trying to make it accessible to everyone.
So I mean, then why aren't they covering up the women's faces then if they were making it accessible to everyone?
Hey man, I don't know, but I mean, there's easier ways to
when
find porn.
It's not about porn. It's about sexualizing a statue by covering it up and saying this isn't okay.
Or because now they're saying it is sexual.
Right, because they're covering it up.
Yeah, I wonder if like the male nipples are covered.
Probably not.
I doubt it, but in this one article's screenshot, it doesn't have an example of that.
Yeah. I'm not really looking too closely either to see if there's shells on the male nipples, but Yeah.
What else? We've got a release date for Runner 3, and that's going to be May 29th, which I am looking forward to that.
Me too. I like
Runner
those
2
games.
is good. Runner 1 is real good.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. I also, when I was looking at this article, or Charles Martinet is back doing some voices for that, so that's cool.
Cool.
And then the biggest news of the week.
Yep.
Of the year.
Maybe.
Who knows? That Burnout Paradise remaster for Japan is coming to everyone.
Of course it is. Like, come on.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be $40. It's going to have all the DLC except the Time Savers pack because it has all the stuff in it already. So it's going to have Big Surf Island. This is coming out March 16th. Yeah. That's great for me. I've been looking for a game to just sink a bunch of time into when Assassin's Creed's done.
Yeah.
And PC later, which I guess this will be the first time that Big Surf Island came to the PC version.
That's right.
I guess not all the DLC did come to this one.
Cool.
Has it been long enough? You guys going to play some Burnout Paradise again?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Maybe. I am super looking forward to this game. Obviously. There was that trailer. I think I just kind of wish there was a remake because I don't think it looks amazing anymore. Obviously, they're not redoing it. They're just up-resing all this stuff to 4K, 60 frames per second. So it doesn't look as great as it did when it first came out, but I mean, whatever. It's going to be $40. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, obviously. I'm probably getting it on Xbox just because that's where I played most of my Burnout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious what that soundtrack's going to be like. Is it going to be the same soundtrack? Is Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne going to be in there?
Are you forced to listen to Paradise City when you boot up the game?
Yeah, Paradise City there for sure. Is DJ Atomica still there? Is there anything new? I think I just kind of really wish there was Burnout Paradise 2 because I've played this one a lot.
Yeah.
This might even be the first remaster I've purchased and like played significantly.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so obviously I'll pick that up to play some of it for sure. Big Surf Island's cool. What else we got? Oh, Games with Gold for March. They're actually pretty good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Trials of the Blood Dragon, which I understand is bad, but I'm just kind of interested in what that is. as well as Super Hot, which I'm always down to play some more Super Hot. And then for the 360 backwards compatible games, Brave the movie, the game, which I actually reviewed. It's not terrible, but it's not good.
Okay.
But it's not terrible.
Okay. Cool.
And Quantum Conundrum.
Right. Yeah, that's
an arcade game.
That is an older one now for sure. I remember that one. That's
I just remember Brave had Kinect integration for one of like a bow and arrow style mini game.
Okay.
Which makes me think, is Burnout Paradise going to have that camera feature where when you take someone down, you get a picture of their face?
Oh man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because like, I guess if you have your Xbox or your Kinect hooked up, you could do that. Like, is it still going to have that? I don't know. That was a weird feature. Yeah. But arguably one of the best uses of the Xbox Live Vision camera.
Agreed. Besides Uno. Uno was the best.
Besides people getting naked on Uno or doing drugs. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
No censorship there.
That's true. Twitch Prime Indie Amplifier.
What is this? Because I have no idea.
So Twitch Prime, they give out like a free game each month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can now vote for what you're hoping that game will be.
Oh.
And I actually don't have the list up because I voted.
I have them right now.
Do you have the list? Do you want to read what you can pick from?
Tales from Candledeep, Tomb of Annihilation, High Hell, Tumblestone, I Hope, Treadnoughts, Kingsway, Shadow Tactics, and the one everybody should vote for, SteamWorld Dig 2.
And that's what I voted for. I already have that game. I already played through that game, but I just want more people to play that game.
I heard Shadow Tactics is very good as well. So
okay. I actually didn't know like most of these games.
Okay.
But I guess that's good. Allowing people to vote.
Yeah.
That's always nice. So that's a thing. I don't know if they're doing it every month, but looks like Twitch Prime members come back March 15th and get the winning game for free.
Cool. Cool.
And last but not least, Swery had a couple announcements last week. First being, and it's not this article, but his game that failed on Kickstarter, The Good Life, is back, and he is going to keep working on it. I think he has a publisher attached to it. So that's good to know. He seems excited about that on Twitter.
Yeah, cool.
And he has the new story now is he has teamed up with Arc System Works for a new title called The Missing.
Okay.
And there's not much said about it. It's cool that he's working with Arc System.
Yep.
And there's a pretty good trailer that involves 2 different stuffed monkeys and him talking about the game. So look for that.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. That Swear is a weird dude. I just want to see him actually put something out though and stop talking about stuff. I just want a thing. Mm-hmm.
To be fair, he's been trying. It's not for a lack of trying.
Has he?
Yeah, he had like what, 1 or maybe even 2 Kickstarters for The Good Life.
All I'm saying is that Deadly Premonition didn't have no Kickstarter. That just came out.
That's true. Same with D4, which we'll never get the ending of.
I guess so, yeah.
I'm going to read you this first little chunk from the transcript from Swery about The Missing.
Okay.
The title, The Missing, has many meanings. A missing person, someone who's lost, or even something lost. Maybe it's your loved one, or a place you belong. Do you ever feel lost in your everyday life? The Missing is for someone like you. I have no idea what that means.
You know why I don't feel lost? Because I'm able to keep in touch using Skype, which is a program that we used to do.
God. Nice. Smooth. No. Good.
Special shout out to Sandy Ann in the chat for reminding us.
Yep.
This is the dumbest meme. The dumbest.
We also got Dragonfire in the chat updating us with the winners. Looks like Snipper Clips won Best Family Game.
Okay.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe won Best Racing Game. FIFA 18 won Best Sports Game. Metroid Samus Returns won Best Handheld Game.
Okay.
Handheld one is weird because couldn't the Switch be considered?
I mean, if you're asking me, yes.
Yeah, no, like...
Yeah.
But to be fair, this is probably... that 2017 is probably the last year where that's going to be a discrepancy in any way, because there's no more handheld consoles except the Switch. So yeah, who knows? But anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Next 2 news stories were sent in on, we have them on Discord here. This first one's from Professor Mitchell, and he wanted to let us know that Final Fantasy 15 on PC lets you play as Half-Life's Gordon Freeman.
Yeah, I saw this. It's amazing.
It looks pretty weird.
It looks super weird. Oh my god.
Yeah. One kind of fun fact I saw about this is apparently the PC version of Final Fantasy 15, the save will carry over with the Xbox version.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I thought was a thing for only first party Microsoft titles, but I guess with this one's going to do that too. I don't know if that's in this article. Oh, here, yeah. The most exciting part of buying off the Microsoft, buying it off the Microsoft Store though, is that PC users' PC save data will be compatible with the Xbox One version of the game as well. So that's something interesting. And the other news story sent to us, which I'm sure is going to make everyone real excited, is I guess the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is officially announced with Paramount Pictures.
So we got a Mario movie and a Sonic movie in the works.
Yeah, November 15th, 2019. You know, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also don't want to see it. Like, I don't care about Sonic at all, and definitely don't care about any kind of story relating around Sonic.
I do. I think that'd be cool.
Who do you want to see in the Sonic movie? Who do you want
playing Sonic?
Live action, or who do you want to play Sonic?
Oh my god, live action Sonic, holy shit. Could I even dream of something that amazing? I don't think I can.
Stanley Tucci.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That guy's charismatic enough.
Yep.
How about with his good buddy, Tails, played by Paul Giamatti?
That's what I was thinking, actually. I always have Stanley Tucci and Paul Giamatti stuck in my head as like pairs, and I don't know why.
Yeah, they're kind of similar. I don't know why either.
But like
not super
in
similar.
Opposite ways. Where one's
I know exactly
like,
what you mean.
One's charismatic and one's just like a mess. I like it. Yeah.
John, who do you want to play Sonic?
Vin Diesel.
Yep.
Vin Diesel.
That's a good one.
That's a good pull. All right. Do you have a Tails?
Well, now because you guys said Paul Giamatti and everyone, now I just want Steve Buscemi.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Steve Buscemi. Buscemi. Anyone else? Do you have a Sonic, Paul?
Sonic. I don't know who could pull off a Sonic.
You know who actually could kind of pull off a Sonic?
Who?
Is a weird one. Brendan Fraser.
Oh my god.
Is he doing anything in the industry anymore? Or is he done?
I haven't seen him for a while, no.
Yeah, okay.
Did you guys not see the article that went out today?
That's why I'm thinking about him.
No.
Is from that article. Yeah. That, like, heartbreaking article.
Oh.
There's like there's like an interview with Brendan Fraser covering like all of his what happened basically with his career.
Where he's been in like his like mental stability and stuff.
But he's like on a show currently or something like that.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a Showtime show. I'll find the article again.
The last thing I think I saw him in was Scrubs in an old episode, and that was also real sad.
I'm looking at Brendan Fraser out of the blue here.
Yeah, 2018 things.
Who's the girl from Bridesmaids? Who's the main? Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig. Yeah.
I would put her for Amy.
Yeah. Or Tails.
Pretty good.
Should be an okay Tails.
Or Tails. What about? I want to get Tina Fey in there.
Yep. You got to get Tina Fey in there.
He's on an FX series called Trust.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. I had no idea.
Yeah, me neither. Obviously.
And now that I'm thinking of Scrubs, now I just want Zach Braff to play someone. Because that would be weird too.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris as Knuckles. Anyway, this is all for live action.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. All right, that's it for news.
Yeah.
Let's go on to some questions. topdownperspective@gmail.com is the email address to send questions in. On Twitter, it's @TDP Podcast. You can also do the Discord channel, Facebook, John's P.O. Box. I'll read this first one.
Nope, I'll start. I have episode titles.
All right, please, after you.
So, shout out to VGC Kenny, as always, for giving us episode titles. It looks like there's 8 here. Also, a big shout out for putting them at the front of the document so I can easily read them. It helps more than you can imagine. Okay, so the last podcast we did, December 29th, 2017, You Are the Easiest Person to Scam, is the title.
This was December 29th.
December 29th.
John, were you on this one?
Yeah, I would have been.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure this is referring to me. You said this to me, and I'm trying to figure out why.
I said that you're the easiest person to scam.
Yeah.
Oh. I have no idea.
I don't know at all. I feel like it was between you two, though. Okay, context was a question came up about what would happen if you, as you are currently are, went back into time. You guys discussed how you would tell past you're from the future, and John came up with a bunch of methods that Sean deemed easy for someone to pull off.
Okay. I see, yeah.
I
don't remember the methods, but that sounds familiar. Yeah.
There's no way I was remembering that. That's pretty obscure. Holy shit.
Yep.
Okay, January 4th. Some Other Kind of Beef is my favorite.
Other kind of beef. Wait, is the favorite part also part of the title?
Yeah.
Oh, Some Other Kind of Beef is my favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't remember at all.
Something.
For some reason, this feels like it was longer ago than just 7 weeks.
Yeah.
These last two.
Something about eating meat, I guess.
Maybe something about human meat or something? I have no idea.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll count it as a loss either way. Context was Sean went to a restaurant called Meat in Edmonton and was trying to remember something he liked on the menu, but couldn't, so he said some other kind of beef, which is Paul's favorite.
Okay.
True. Some other kind of beef is my favorite.
That was a good restaurant. I enjoyed that.
You still don't remember what you liked on the menu, huh?
No, I
Even
don't.
less so.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Looks like action game of the year was PUBG.
Okay.
And Nier
Also
won
not
something,
shocking.
but the guy from Nier didn't show up to accept the award.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That sounds like him.
Yeah. That's not surprising. Okay, our Game of the Year episode. If the cat was not on my back, this would be easier. And this is John showing off the big surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
big
an easy
payoff.
one.
Yep.
And context he wrote was while John was revealing the punchline to the Undertale bit, Bagel jumped up on him. The 18th of January, peak Nintendo insanity. When did they announce Labo?
Nintendo Labo.
Okay.
Wait, was Labo that early?
That's what I'm wondering too.
18th of January.
Ooh, maybe you're right.
That's only a month ago, though.
I thought Labo was more recent.
I'm going to stick with it.
I'm going to stick with Labo.
Okay, I mean, I can't think of anything else, so I guess I'll say Labo.
Context. John describing Nintendo Labo. Yeah.
Okay, so I was like,
Okay.
wow. That seems like it was more soon.
Yep, it does. 25th of January. I was a top-selling game of December. This was NPD numbers.
Oh,
I
and one
think.
of us said that they were the top-selling game in November.
Mm,
Yeah.
sounds right.
I don't think I said this.
I don't think I did either. This
John,
sounds like
does
a
it sound like
this
something you
sounds like
said?
a John maybe. Maybe?
This sounds like something I said in response to something Sean said.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah. Context is you got the NPD numbers. They weren't as neat as when you got them before. Sean said that they had to solve what the numbers were, and that when they figured it out, he would be the best-selling game of December.
Okay. Well, you got half
Weird.
of it, John.
Yeah. February 1st, subs, not dubs. I'm guessing this is a Dragon Ball thing.
Oh, we were
Yeah.
talking about which
Yeah.
language each of us played fighters in.
Yeah. Sean's wrong opinion on the Dragon Ball Fighters language setting.
Damn.
I do like the little, the opinionated comment there.
Yep.
February 8th, World War Jumanji.
Oh my god.
Oh, we were wondering what like the next Jumanji movies will be, and do they just keep escalating into bigger games?
Yeah,
until
I
it's
think
like a war.
It has to be, right? Context is, you guys were talking about Jumanji and how the board game turned into a video game, then began to think what else it could turn into, and eventually landed on war.
Yep. Jumanji 5.
Yep. And last week, the 15th of February, all hail our new overlord Skype. I mean,
Well, that one's a given.
Yep.
Yeah. His context was you guys found out that if you're doing a podcast on Skype, you have to mention it every 15 minutes using non-robotic terms like keeping in touch.
Yep.
Which is exactly what we're doing. So thank you for keeping in touch, VGC Kenny, as we do this podcast over Skype.
Over Skype. Yep. Never forget.
But
Skype was here before all of man, and will be here much longer.
Yep. Yep.
All right, I'll do this first email.
Okay.
This one comes from Alyssa, and I've chopped out some key components so that we are not spoiling anything because she's asking some spoilery questions.
Yep.
I have a question about Nier. I know you guys just finished the game a couple months ago, and I actually finished it yesterday, and I need to talk about it with someone.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out a bit because I got to the end with Route E. Did you guys do the final thing in the end after the credits?
Yes.
Yes, for me as well. Did you like this as an overall storytelling element?
Yes.
Did you guys even care at all?
Yes.
So, yes. I wanted to 100% the game, and I chickened out with doing that final step, so I didn't do it. But now I'm debating whether I regret it because it doesn't round out the story anymore. Obviously, I could just reload my final save and do it again, but now I feel it won't have an impact anymore because I didn't do it the first time. After... she said, so what's your favorite games that have story, narrative mechanics that are best on the first impact class playthrough that lose meaning after multiple playthroughs?
Right.
I want to first off start this by saying you are a coward and you let everyone
Whoa.
down.
Wow. Wow.
That's how it is.
I
That's
mean,
how it is.
I mean, he's right, but wow.
Yep. You just turned your back on the rest of us. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. So
All right, moments in games that are great the first time that aren't as good next time.
any horror game, like at all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Any story-driven game.
Yep. Yep.
It's almost like anything with a surprise, right?
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think
Actually, I've got a good one.
Okay.
And like before you groan, Asura's Wrath.
Oh.
Yeah.
I rolled my eye. Was that better?
It's about the same.
Here's just hang on.
Okay.
Asura's Wrath times and places its achievement unlock notifications in very specific ways to make them more impactful. For example, when you choose to like shut someone up and then Asura like punches them in the face, the achievement notification will pop up like on their cheek just as it's happening. Which you can only unlock an achievement one time unless you like start it up on a different gamer tag. So there's one that you can only do once.
Yeah. Sorry, I just Stuff of Sunny said the entirety of Undertale. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I'd put that under story-driven game, but yeah.
Yep.
That one's kind of similar to Frog Fractions.
Yeah, okay. I guess specifically the question, what are your favorite games that have story narrative mechanics that are best? So, for me, okay. What's like
she's also being very more specific. She wants like story-specific narrative elements, right? So like my Asura's Wrath one wouldn't really count.
I really, really like Shadow of the Colossus the first time you play it and you realize like what you've done after you've done it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
It never hits that high ever again. Like playing it ever again or seeing it ever again, it just doesn't.
For sure. I feel like every surprise, it's no longer a surprise.
She is asking what are your favorite games that do this. She's specifically asking for answers.
999. Yeah. There's a very cool mechanic, and obviously that the whole game is about a mystery, but there's even a really cool mechanic on the DS.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious how they did it with the other consoles. The ending of that one for sure.
Like again, Undertale. That game, the first time through, is just so charming. It's just so good.
Yep. Any others before we move on to our next one? All right. Lastly, the PSVR bundle will be sold for $200 for 2 weeks.
Oh.
Do you guys care about VR in general? And when, if it ever, will it be mainstream? As someone who is involved in VR in their regular 9 to 5, even if it's difficult for me to play and deal with it, I completely get the pros and cons. Aside from general bulk of the device, it's simply not consumer friendly. But with the latest Olympic app and the sudden push for a cheap PSVR, do you guys think we're going to see serious changes with this?
Wait, as someone who's involved in VR...
Yeah, I was wondering that too. What do they mean by that? Are they a dev? Are they one of the people that runs like those VR arcades?
Yo, either way, hit us up, because I'm super interested why VR's your 9 to 5. That's really interesting.
I mean, probably some kind of VR. Like, my company works with VR as well.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay, fair.
Okay, do you guys care about VR in general? I guess we should start with.
I mean, at $200, I might care.
Yep, $200 is the price point that I care now, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely like the 200 one. I haven't really heard anything great about PSVR though. I've heard a lot of like lame kind of like tracking issues with it. I also don't have the camera, so I don't know if this bundle includes like the camera. And
I think it's supposed to.
Yeah, it would.
You need the camera for it.
But like 2 wands, or am I stuck with just the ones that have the main controller games?
Oh,
like there's a lot more you have to add on to that as well, depending on what the bundle is. At the moment, I'm probably waiting for like the next PSVR if they do a second one.
Right.
That's the same kind of with all VR. Nothing has really been like, this is the killer app. You need to be playing this one. Not like no one's developing a Zelda for it or anything. They're all just kind of a lot smaller indie like stuff. I also don't really have the space for it.
That's fair. I kind of don't either.
I mean, I do, but it's not in a place I want to have the PlayStation out in because I don't spend a lot of time there, like in the main room.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my PlayStation's in the living room, and I probably would have enough space if I moved the coffee table out of there. Any of the PC ones, though, I'd have to like move my PC over there every time I want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment, I'm just kind of waiting to hear better things about the hardware for PlayStation VR specifically. $200 is a nice price point, though.
Yeah. And the question, I guess,
that's US.
And that'll be US, obviously. So you're probably looking at least $250, if not $300 for you guys.
$300, yeah. Do you think we're going to see serious changes with this, with the Olympic app and the cheaper, like the push for VR? I mean, making it cheaper is a step in that direction, I think. But I don't know. Do they have a killer app really for any VR yet? Like, people with VR say this thing's kind of neat, but there's no like There's no like Flappy Bird where people are selling iPhones with Flappy Bird on it because everybody just has to have it. There's no like killer app for VR that everybody needs, right? Yet?
Yeah,
Or did I miss out?
No, I haven't heard like one like a big standout either.
They need that. Like at least they need one thing. Yeah.
Well, it's also going to be hard because like, what developer is going to develop for such a small percentage of people? And then why would any big game go to that? Like, you know, I'm just waiting for Zelda. Like, I'll buy whatever Zelda comes out on it. Well, they're not going to put a Zelda on there because there's barely any audience for it. So you have to just take chances with all these new things that you and.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And it looks like the VR category just completed on the DICE Awards was won by Echo Arena for best VR immersion.
Cool. All right.
John, do you want to get this next one from B-Man?
All right. B-Man writes in and says, as a reminder, on March 26, 2018 at 1 p.m. Pacific time, the Wii Shop channel will no longer be accepting additional Wii points in preparation for its eventual closure on January 30th, 2019. With that being just a month away, I've been making preparations to purchase as many worthwhile titles from the channel as possible. However, the library can be a bit daunting, so I've come to you and the others outside for assistance. Please tell me what are your top recommendations to be found on the Wii's Virtual Console and WiiWare. Anything goes, so just don't worry about whether or not they can be purchased through other means. Just tell me some good games you guys got from the Wii Shop channel, whatever you can remember. One last hurrah, if you will.
Yeah, that actually reminded me.
Yeah, get all the Rebirth and adventure games from Konami, like Castlevania, Contra, and Gradius.
I forgot. Yeah, thank you, Great B-Man, for reminding me. I'm going to put that on my list.
I've had a tab open for the past 2 weeks that has a reminder written on it, and I've still forgotten to do it.
Are those exclusive to the WiiWare shop?
Yes, those ones I listed are exclusive to WiiWare.
Yeah.
I didn't really pick up much for the WiiWare. I will say, though, Muscle March is on there, and it's not anywhere else, so get Muscle March.
Yep. What else is on there?
Fluidity was kind of cool. I think that is on Steam and stuff though, but you could use like the Wii mode.
I thought Fluidity was owned by Nintendo.
Then maybe I'm thinking of a DS version. I thought it went.
There is a 3DS called Fluidity Spin Cycle.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Cool. But Fluidity, it was a good one too.
I'm actually looking at like a list of games to see.
There's some good TurboGrafx 16 and Neo Geo ROMs there if you want to get some of those.
Do you have a couple recommendations for each of them?
I'm trying to think of what's on them right now.
I think John hit it on the head though. Contra Rebirth, Castlevania: The Adventure Rebirth, and Gradius Rebirth are the must-haves you should get.
And I also hit it on the head with the must-have Muscle March.
No, you're right.
I know. You were just about to say that. I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I was going to say you should probably pick that one up too. I don't think it's a must-have, but you should probably have it.
You can't get it anywhere else. Just saying that. Didn't we also talk about this recently? And you said there was like a follow-up from that developer, another like weird Japanese game.
Oh yeah, shit. What was that?
I don't know because I didn't pick it up. So this was the first time I'd heard of it. Best game direction was won by Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Crap, what the hell was the other game? I don't know. I swear I saw something about like a sequel or like another game made by the devs, but it looks like it's just straight up Namco Bandai Games, which is not going to be narrowed down at all.
Yeah.
All right. I'll read this next one while you guys are still looking at titles. Kimberly writes, did any of you guys ever get around to trying that Super Mario cereal that came out a few months back? I randomly saw some boxes in Target, and I snagged one to give it a shot. Also, as a museum curator, John, would you buy one and try and keep one unopened as a collector's item?
I mean, is it non-perishable?
Probably. It's probably just sugar.
No, it's probably sugar. You're right. I don't think they came out in Canada. Like, yeah. I've only ever heard of like stores that have had to import them in Canada having them.
Yep, I haven't heard of any here either. I would have. I totally would have.
Okay. I never went to look for it because, like I said, I'm not really into cereal. if you were going to keep it as a collector's item, would you open it, need it, and then keep the box? Maybe.
That would probably be what would actually happen.
Okay, because that box is an amiibo.
Yes.
Gotta get them meebs.
Yep.
I think the more important part about all this is that she said she had a box and was going to eat it while listening to us. And I know she's in the chat, so I need to know, how is it? Like, is it good? Is it good?
Isn't it good?
I bet it's not. I bet it's not good at all.
I know that Tenmar said it was basically just pure sugar.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Isn't that what most like kids cereal is?
Yeah.
I think I forget what I was talking to this about, but basically I was saying that the Nintendo cereal is probably just the same as like those like cereal for like the latest Marvel movie. Like, you know how there's always like
those?
Yeah, like in the US you can see like, oh, there's Captain America Civil War cereal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's Disney's Frozen cereal. Oh, there's I guess Ant-Man cereal. I don't know.
Yeah, she is confirming it's basically Lucky Charms.
I think
I
I
had a
think
feeling,
I heard
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, John, why don't you get this next one? And then Paul, why don't you take the last one?
All right. Wing Wolf writes in and says, John, you mentioned in your Monday stream that Thunder Spirits is what got you into shmups and is a good entry-level game for the genre. So question for all of you, what are some games that are good entry-level games for their respective genres? Super Mario World for platformers. That's an easy one.
Totally. Yep.
Racing, what would you do?
Racing. Okay.
Ooh, that's the
What
problem.
type of
'cause it
racing?
Depends on which kind of racing, yeah.
I don't know. Arcade racing.
Mario Kart.
Yo, like maybe
Mario Kart.
Maybe Ridge Racer. I really like Ridge Racer.
Okay.
That's not bad.
At this point, I'd probably go like Forza Horizon 3.
Okay. I haven't played
I'd
any of
probably go
those.
something Forza related at this point. I'd
I
probably
heard
pick
they're
Forza
good.
for both simulation and
Forza
real.
that's a good one. Like I wouldn't pick a Gran Turismo at this point. And Forza has the rewind mechanic, which is very nice, especially for new players. So that's a really good. That's probably the best one to go for both because they both have the rewind.
Yeah.
So like that, there you go, instant win.
What about
Midnight
Tactics?
Club 3 Dub Edition.
There you go.
What about Tactics? A good tactics game.
Okay.
Entry level.
Mario and Rabbids.
Oh, Mario and Rabbids is a good one. I was gonna say like whatever that like fourth most recent Fire Emblem was, the first 3DS one.
Awakening?
Awakening. I was gonna say
Yeah,
that,
that's
but
not a
actually
bad one.
I think Rabbids is probably more even friendlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about Metroidvania?
Super Metroid.
Ooh, yeah.
Super Metroid?
Yeah, because
Super Metroid or Symphony of the Night?
the reason I didn't go with Symphony of the Night and well, I would choose Super Metroid over it is simply because it does. Symphony of the Night has more stuff to do. Like it has more numbers and more RPG stuff, and that could be maybe a little daunting.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. You're right. Like it's a lot more simplified.
I was gonna say
still
like Ori and the Blind Forest.
That's actually a pretty good one. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't really need to worry about like any stats or anything really.
What about first-person shooter?
First person shooter.
Call of Duty. Just pick the.
Yeah, or
I would
Halo.
probably say Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2 is so good. Yeah.
It's so good, and I don't know why, but that game is always $5.
Because it didn't do
For
very
whatever
well.
reason, every week that game is $5. Like that is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably something a little older, though. Like maybe Halo, a Halo game. Those were super easy to get into.
Those are pretty easy to get into as well. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But that story mode in Titanfall 2.
What about RPG? Like a JRPG, I'll say. Like a turn-based, old-school style JRPG.
Okay, so like not polygonal, like a...
Well, it could be
Or-
polygonal, but like
Okay.
a turn-based sort of combat system.
Okay, all right, sure, yeah.
I was gonna say Final Fantasy X, then I realized like no, that's actually a little complicated at times.
It has some complications to
the
it.
the
Like
grid
sphere
sphere
grid.
would mess
Yep.
players. Yeah.
Like, I think Materia would mess people up, too. That's why I wouldn't even say 7.
I mean, 6 eases you in pretty well.
I don't know that I would even say a Final Fantasy as we're talking about this, because there's some mechanics in
I don't even know what I would pick, really. I thought of Bravely Default.
Yeah.
But Bravely Default is so good if you play like a different RPG first, and then you realize how streamlined Bravely Default was, like how much they like eased everything.
Everybody's saying Pokemon, and I think they're actually right.
Actually, Pokemon's a good one.
Might be the correct answer.
Pokemon is a very good one to do. Yeah. Someone is saying it's kind of a different beast. They're right, but like it's so much of it is the same.
Yeah. Yep.
Someone else said Paper Mario for a lot of people with RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that as well, or just the Mario RPGs in general, like the Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah, that
might be a good one too.
I think that's probably the majority of the like big genres.
All right, what sports game? It's not per sport. One sports game.
NHL
NBA
17.
Jam.
NBA Jam's the right answer, but NHL 17 is the one I liked.
17?
Oh wait, maybe it was 07 now that I think about it. I can't believe it's been 10 years.
I was saying, did you play hockey last year?
I was like, yeah, that would have been pretty recent. Well, 2 years ago, right?
Oh, you're right. That would have been 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's been 10 years. Holy shit. Oh my god, my life. What have I become?
I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna say Rocket League for best sports game.
That's really good.
But that's not like an easy to pick up game though.
I think that is. You just drive the car into the ball.
I don't know. I feel like the skill level, the skill ceiling in that game is extremely high.
Oh, for sure. I could say that for most games.
I think if you were playing against another person or a couple, like if there was a group of you and none of you have ever touched it before, I think that's probably
or
the
ever
fun.
Played a sport outside.
Well, if you're playing Rocket League, there's a chance you didn't play a sport outside ever. But like actually, you can't.
Go ahead.
You can't jump in an online match in Rocket League new these days. There's no way.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I played the computer and I was fine going through their little like tournament or whatever. Wii Sports is probably the right answer.
That is actually the answer.
And then someone said Mario Tennis, and it's actually probably any Mario sports game is going to be the one to go with.
Yep.
All right. Any other genres we want to hit?
Nah, I think we've hit enough.
Action adventure, I guess. Like
action adventure.
Maybe one of the Uncharted's. They play pretty smooth and are easy, but they're bullet spongy though. The enemies.
That's true, but they have like easy modes you can play. The nice thing is there's not a lot of other stuff going on, and it kind of like forces you down like one path. So that's probably a good answer. Is actually Uncharted. Because I was thinking like Assassin's Creed, and I was like, that would just scare anyone.
Oh, roguelike is a good genre suggestion.
Roguelike.
Like Rogue Legacy, probably, because you can kind of brute force your progress.
I was gonna say, at this point, do you even recommend Isaac anymore?
You know, I don't know. I've been out of it so long. There's a whole new game worth of shit in there that I have never seen. I don't even know.
All right, last question, Paul.
Yeah. VGC Kenny wrote in and said, I have a question in 3 parts. Okay, I guess we'll take the... Oh, okay, they're all together. If Patreon blows up and you can all quit your day jobs, would you?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Why not?
No, I wouldn't.
I totally would.
Yeah?
You're quitting game streaming to just be a game podcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no... I'm guessing by blow up they mean like it's been months of like a steady. It's always going to be at least this. Then maybe, but like I don't trust.
Yeah, in this hypothetical scenario, like you're set.
I can't live my life thinking that people would pay for me. I can't do it.
Also, Patreon's not stable income, so.
Well, yeah, I would have freakouts every night, not knowing if I'm gonna be able to pay rent. I couldn't do that. What would you do with all the spare time is his second question. Like probably podcasts.
Like you'd probably have to do just more podcasts, right?
But how much do you have to say about the same fucking game every week? It's the problem.
I'm just thinking like everything you have to do would have to be for the Patreon. So like
Everything, yeah.
I'd probably like put more time and effort into like making things sound good and look good.
Do we not sound good or look good currently?
But just put even more time. Like I could spend forever like increasing the quality or whatever.
Yeah.
Cutting out every like breath, or if I wanted to go crazy.
I mean, if you don't have like a 40-hour-a-week job anymore, that you could do that in probably 10 hours a week to do that. Yeah. And the last question is, how would you improve the podcast?
Oh, I guess that's like the same thing.
Lasers.
Yep, lasers.
Yeah, make some cool like intro graphics. See, like I could make all this cool like After Effects stuff for all the transitions and whatnot.
Here, I have a question for you, listener. How would you improve the podcast? Write in topdownperspective@gmail.com. Because I don't know if you've noticed, we're trying our fucking best here, man.
We need help.
It's the best we can do.
All right, John, if people want to send in questions for next week, what can they do?
topdownperspective@gmail.com, TTP Podcast on Twitter, Top Down Perspective on Facebook, and my P.O. Box.
Right. What's your guys' games of the week?
Paul, what's wrong?
Dragonfire in the chat. Oh, that's just rude.
Everyone's savage tonight. Everyone's savage tonight.
Ouch.
Oh, man.
But I'll make a new $15 tier on Patreon, and if enough people donate at that level, I won't show up on the next podcast.
Yeah, but then make a $20 tier that if they reach that level, you do show back up.
Oh, so they got like right in the middle zone right there?
Yeah.
No. The way you make it work, you make the $15 tier that Sean has to skip a podcast.
Okay.
But then it only lasts for 1 month, and then you move the goal up $5 each month to see if you keep doing it.
Okay.
We find the threshold of how much people are willing to pay.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We can't get rid of Sean though. Like, let's be real, we can't get rid of Sean. How else would we keep in touch if we weren't using Skype to do this podcast?
Okay, what's your games of the week?
Panzer Dragoon.
Rainbow Six Siege.
And mine's Assassin's Creed. All right, so it's the end of February, so that means the poll for our March game is now live. If you want to vote, if you're a Patreon backer and you'd like to vote for which game we will talk about at the end of March, you can do so right now. The options are Contradiction again, which is currently winning. Maybe it's finally the month where Contradiction wins the poll. We also have Valhalla and Into the Breach. Those are the 3 games you can pick from. And as always, you can vote at any tier, and you can listen to the TDP Plus RSS feed at any tier of the backing. And next week we should be doing our Hollow Knight episode after we do our regular episode. So look for that in the next week, in a week or so.
Yeah.
That's it. So thanks for listening. That'll be the end of this episode. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Everybody.